Hi guys, welcome back. Let us discuss about the branches of the left gastric artery, right? So here I have given a little bit detail about the celiac trunk. You can watch the previous lecture to have that knowledge also, right? So let us discuss about the branches of the left gastric artery. Let me write it here. The first branch that we are going to discuss, the left gastric artery. What is this artery? This is a branch of, first of all, we should know that the left gastric artery arises from the celiac trunk, right? The first thing, it arises from celiac trunk. Done. Okay, then what happens? Look carefully. Then this artery, when it arises from the celiac trunk, then it moves a little bit to the left side and then anterior superiorly, and it ascends, we can say, then it ascends upward, right, towards the towards the cardiac region, or we can say towards the junction of the esophagus and the stomach, right, towards the gastroesophageal junction, right? So we write here the second point is then ascends upward, okay, upwards towards gastroesophageal junction, right? Then it moves towards the gastroesophageal junction. As you can see, it is ascending upward towards the, here is our esophagus and this is our gastrum, so gastroesophageal junction, right? Then what does it do? This artery turns anterior-inferiorly, right? Then this artery turns anterior-inferiorly, right? So let's write it here. Then it turns anterior-inferiorly. Okay, we know that. What does it do? Then when it turns anterior-inferiorly, then it passes the two layers of the lesser omentum, right? So then passes, the fourth important point about it, we should know some important points. Then it passes through two layers of lesser omentum. I haven't shown the lesser omentum here or the greater omentum here because we are only concerned with the arteries, right? So if we draw all those things here, then our diagram will be more complicated and then it will be difficult for us to understand, to follow that artery, where is it going, right? So we are just concerned with the arteries. We have drawn only the arteries, but the important points I am writing here, and you can note all these points and compare these with your books. Then you will clearly understand what I have told you here, right? Then it passes through the two layers of the lesser omentum. Then what does it do? This artery gives off branches, right? So let me write those branches here. Branches of the branches of what? Branches of left gastric artery. Okay, what are its branches? Look, dear friends. Look, first of all, when it ascends up to here, this is our left gastric artery, and I told you then it moves anterior-inferiorly and gives off the first branch here. This is our first branch, then the second branch here, then the third branch is this one which is coming anteriorly, and the fourth branch is this one which is going posterior to the posterior aspects of the stomach, of the gastrum, right? So the first branch that it gives is called there are the books, some books write that there are 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 esophageal arteries, right? So the first branches are let me write here, 1, 2, 3 esophageal branches, right? And what does these branches do? They supply blood to the inferior part of the esophagus, right? So they supply inferior part of esophagus. Okay, up to here it is done. Then the next branch that arises from it, you can see here, friends, look carefully. One thing I want to mention here, I have drawn here, these are the dark lines, right? You can see dark lines, but from up to here these are dark lines, but when it goes forward it becomes some dotted lines, right? These dotted lines means that these arteries are present in the posterior aspects, right? And these dark lines shows that these are present in the anterior aspect, right? If I show you here, if this is any viscera, any organ, so those arteries which are coming to the interior of this thing, these are shown in the dark manner, and those arteries which are going to posterior aspects, these I have shown in dotted manner, right? So at this point was very important for you guys, right? So the second branch, you can see here, it is arising from this left gastric artery and going to the fundus of the stomach and the cardiac region of the stomach, right? So this artery is, I have named it as fundal artery, fundal branch, right? What does this branch do? This branch mostly supplies blood to the, you can see here, to the fundus and to the cardiac region, right? So it supplies from posterior aspects, right? So it supplies blood to fundus from posterior aspects and the cardiac region, of gastrum. Clear, friends? Then there is the third branch which arises from this left gastric artery. You can see here, friends, look carefully. Look carefully. This artery is coming anteriorly and this artery is going posteriorly, right? So you can see here, this is the lesser curvature of the stomach, right? And this is the greater curvature of our gastrum or stomach. So these two arteries, right? These two arteries are moving on the lesser curvature of the stomach. One is going posteriorly and other is coming anteriorly, right? So as you can see here, for example, if this is the curvature of the stomach, right, and one branch, this artery comes like this, one branch goes to the anterior and one branch goes posteriorly. Clear, friends? So it gives off a branch anterior, an anterior branch to the lesser curvature. I'm writing here anterior branch to lesser curvature. Lesser curvature. Okay. This artery supplies blood to the lesser curvature of the stomach, right, anteriorly, right? Let me write here, lesser curvature, it supplies blood to lesser curvature anteriorly. Done. Next, then there is the fourth branch which is going posteriorly to the lesser curvature, right? So posterior branch to lesser curvature, posterior branch to lesser curvature. Done. This is the fourth branch of this left gastric artery, and you know that this artery is also responsible to supply blood the lesser curvature. It supplies blood to lesser curvature. Okay, how? Posteriorly. This is very important thing. Posteriorly, right? As you can see here, this branch is going posteriorly. I have shown it in dotted manner, and this branch is coming anteriorly. So you can say that the lesser curvature of the stomach is supplied by two arteries. One is coming to the interior part of the lesser curvature, and the other is going to the posterior part of the lesser curvature of the stomach, right? So the posterior branch of the lesser curvature and the anterior branch of the lesser curvature, I have told you, and I hope you are clear. One thing very important, friends, look, this anterior branch of the left gastric artery, right, we will see in the next lecture that this artery will make anastomosis with the right gastric artery, which is a branch of our common hepatic artery. That will be seen in the next lecture when we are discussing about the branches of the common hepatic artery, right? So we are not going to discuss that right now here, right, friends? So this was a very important thing, and these were the important branches of the left gastric artery. Now in the next lecture I will discuss about the branches of the common hepatic artery. So let me mention the names of these arteries. These are called the esophageal arteries. Esophageal arteries. This should be our fundal branch, right? This is our, what is this, friends? Anterior curvature branch, anterior branch to lesser curvature, and this is a posterior branch, to lesser curvature, right? So these are the branches of the left gastric artery. And you can also say, if someone asks what is the blood supply of the stomach, so you should know that one artery which is very important to supply blood to the stomach is called the left gastric artery. There are other arteries too which supply blood to the stomach. We will see those arteries in our next lectures. So we should not forget the left gastric artery, right? So friends, up to now it's enough for today, and in the next lecture we will discuss about the branches of the common hepatic artery. So till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.